Yo, what up? This is CJ Hobbs checking in on the PimpyCast on PimpyK Multiverse Network. Love what y'all are doing. Keep it going. Y'all are crazy as fuck. I check in every motherfucking week. Dude, I see you, Nekestro. I see you, Pimpy. Y'all keep doing what you do. Love, much mother.
Exclusive content online at PimpyK.com. The views and opinions expressed are exclusively the views and opinions of PimpyK, not the views and opinions of our sponsors.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit amphetamines.
You know what they say. See a broad to get that booty act 'em. Leg her down or smack 'em, yak 'em. Cold got to be. You know? Shit.
Now it's your turn.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Let's do this!
Tonight's podcast exclusively powered by the PimpyK Multiverse Network.
What up, everybody, and welcome to the PimpyCast, episode number 23, right here at the PimpyK Multiverse Network. Joined in the studio, as always, by my man, the prodigy of poor, Mr. Nekestro. What's going on with you, baby boy?
Oh, shit, you know.
No, I have no fucking idea, but hopefully you'll let me know eventually.
Recently.
Uh-oh. It's been a while since you've had one of these.
Yeah. Well, it's not a terrible story, man. It's my old lady's birthday today. Ooh. So I've been drinking because it's her birthday, but she ain't around anyway. And I've been hanging out with some traveling homies.
I typically drink when my old lady's around. Like, that shit just drives me into it. Keep telling your story. I kind of fucked up here a little bit, so I'm going to be doing just a little bit of adjustments on the camera while we're getting going.
Filler time.
That's right. It's exactly what it is.
So I ain't been doing shit, man. Just clicked up with some hoodlums that I ain't seen in a while, and I just been fucking hanging out and getting drunk and fucking shit up, man.
Nice. I like hoodlums, man.
Yeah,
I'm all about some hoodlums.
Fucking scumbags.
That's exactly right. What was it? Dirt bags attract dirt bags?
Yes, that is.
That is nothing.
I did say that one time.
You did on this very show, on a very early episode, but definitely on this show. All right, guys, coming up in the next segment number 2, as always, we got our featured guests of the week, which are two comedians, Gar Harris and Tony Burkett of Silent Science. You can see that right here. Usually I don't bring that up until the second segment, but I was completely unprepared because I was in here talking shit and drinking, and I totally fucking forgot. So there's a few things going on with video that we need to clear up, and we'll get that done somewhere right here at the end of the first segment when we roll into our first break. As always, we got a couple things that we do right here at the very beginning of the show. We're going to go ahead and shout out to our featured artists that have some things coming up. And this isn't everybody. I only got 2. Like I said, we kind of ran behind. We were doing some pitching to these guys, Silent Science. We're going to see if we can't figure out a way to get them to bring that shit to our network, because I think that would be pretty badass.
That would be right on time.
Absolutely. I mean, and it fits our skilo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's rugged. You know what I mean? It's funny, and it's quite frankly,
it's proper.
It's shit that nobody else is really talking about. You know what I'm saying? Some podcasts do comedy, some podcasts do conspiracy theories, and some do both.
Some isn't one.
I said on my Facebook post today when I was posting about the show, I said, or it might have even been last night or something. I said comedy meets conspiracy theories. The 2 biggest formulas to a successful podcast, because every podcast, whether it could be a workout, it could be a podcast about working out. They're going to talk about a conspiracy theory eventually. At some point, we're going to hear something about a conspiracy theory. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's a podcast, and that's the nature of the beast.
That's just how it works.
That's just the way they ride. All right, so I don't even know why I put this on, because if you're watching this show, you're either standing in line already or you're already there. But my homeboy and PMVN featured artist D Villain is opening up this very night at the Soul Kitchen in Mobile for Mr. Waka Flocka Flame, so that's pretty badass.
Goofy ass motherfucker.
Yeah, I like goofy dudes like that.
Yeah, I like the people opening for him. I think Waka Flocka Flame's kind of a lame ass motherfucker, but I'm a hater, so.
Joined on stage with Mr. D Villain is Rello and Hog. We had them. I believe they were the featured artists of the week last week.
Them dudes are clowns too, man. A lot of fun to fuck with them.
Oh yeah, dude. I had a great time with them, man. Also had I don't want to give up any secrets, but I had Rello in the studio over the weekend, and we met about a couple ideas that he wanted to pitch, and I pitched some back at him about some stuff that he's going on. He might be doing them right here at PMVN, so we're trying to work out the specifics of that, and that might be a weekly or bi-weekly thing going on. I'm not going to say exactly what it is because I don't know if I'm supposed to, so I won't do that. Also, coming up this Friday at the Handlebar downtown, Randy's Revenge, Dark Star Coven, and Dread opening up for The End. I believe that's an $8 low dose show, and I think those doors are at 8 o'clock. I will be in attendance for that. Another group of guys that were really fun to hang out with was Randy's Revenge. Those are really cool dudes. We had them booked. We had them booked on our show, and as a personal favor to us, they went ahead and generated some shit by beating the hell out of a tour manager for absolutely no reason other than the fact that they cut him off early.
Well, they did that because they needed something to talk about on the podcast.
Exactly. And they got cornered by another dude, and he brought him on for the podcast. But let's be honest with you, it's just nowhere near as dope as the PimpyCast. So.
Somebody else posted them too.
Exactly.
Fucking, you got our sloppy seconds. All right,
they got to them first. I was hoping we'd find out that.
Fuck, we got the sloppy seconds.
Yeah, we did. I was hoping we found out that they punched them too, because that would have been fucking hilarious. It'd be funny if just every event they do, they punch somebody. You know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
they should start doing that.
Eventually they'd get booked, because it's like those rock stars that like destroy hotel rooms, yet that hotel room will have them back because they love having those kind of people there. They're going to hit one of you guys, but I'll be damned if we're not bucking them for this show. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know who it is. Could be me. Fuck, I don't know. But somebody's getting hit because Randy's Revenge is playing tonight. That's fucking metal, if you ask me.
I would agree.
That's fucking metal. That's not really what happened, but that's the story that I choose to believe.
That's what happened. I was there. I saw the shit.
All right, guys. Really big news. I was going to put a graphic up about this, but I am not. But I'll be hitting up social media starting tomorrow to put this shit out. Next Tuesday happens to be April the 19th.
Got a minute?
Which is, got a minute. Yep. If you're down with that whole 420 thing. I believe if you're a true pothead, 420 doesn't mean shit. You're probably smoking weed anyway. So why do you got to wait for 420? I'm just saying. I'm just putting that out there. Just putting it out there. Not fucking accusing anybody of anything. Don't defend yourself. You know what I mean? Nobody fucking. There's no reason to defend yourself.
Hey man, Gar's probation officer might be watching. I gotta be careful.
What does that have to do with you?
I don't know.
I don't like the fact that you smoke weed, so you're on probation now too. Bitch, you don't have the authority to do that. Oh well, I'm here and I make the rules.
Oh no.
So anyway, April 19th happens to be my birthday, my 31st birthday. Yeah, I'm an old motherfucker. Sorry, but that's just the way it is. So I decided that we're gonna have what I'm calling the live birthday bash, which is going to be a 2-hour plus episode of the PimpyCast. We're going to have multiple featured artists in the house. We're going to have at least 1 or 2 members of Randy's Revenge will be in the house. We're going to have some members from Rise Up Lights in the house. We're going to have Mike Willion, and hopefully Casanova comes with him. You know what I'm saying? And Casanova's old lady, because we had a good time with them as well. Mad Mall's going to be in the house. He was another dude we had a good time with. I'm trying to think here, man. D Villain's gonna be in the house. DJ Quake's gonna be in the house.
This is a fun fucking show, man.
Yeah, dude. Elevated's gonna be in the house. You know what I'm saying? And he's more than welcome to bring. What was his brother's stage name? Replay, I believe it was. Fuck, man. I don't want to butcher. It was either Replay or Rewind. I can't remember. Either way, he was a cool ass dude
I hope
too.
it was Replay. Rewind sounds whack.
Does it?
No. I hope it wasn't rewind because let's talk shit about it.
It might have been fast forward. Fuck, maybe I'm just thinking about buttons on a VCR. Fuck, I don't know. Shit on a tape deck, you know. All right, guys. Anyway, that's it's gonna start at the same time, same place as always, right here at PMVN and 7 o'clock starting time. So party with us. We're gonna have the live chat bumping. I think we might even take some calls. Fuck it, we're gonna be here for a while. Why not?
Hell yeah.
But the problem is I'm gonna get really drunk and totally forget. So you get them in early and maybe we'll answer them. We'll see what's going on. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and throw up the contact information for Mr. Nekestro.
Oh shit, you want me to do it Pimpy K style?
That's the way you should always do it.
All right.
Because the Pimpy way just happens to be the right way. You
Yada,
understand what I'm saying? So
all right.
Have at it, son.
Let me do my shit. Want me to do shit. You can contact us on Facebook.com/PimpyK or twiddle these nipples at Mr. Pimpy K.
I already know what's happening when we get back from this shit.
Subscribe to this channel at radio@pimpyk.com.
No, stop. You're not reverting back to your old ways. I know you've been drinking all day. This is the true test of intestinal fortitude, my man. I want you to nut up and fucking do it.
All right, real shit.
Jesus Christ.
Contact us at Facebook.com/PimpyK. You can get at us on Twitter at Mr. PimpyK and then subscribe to this motherfucking channel and then email us at radio@pimpyk.com and then call the motherfucking hotline at 850 because it's the best area code 426-4065 and hit us up on the live YouTube chat unless you're a lazy bitch.
All right, guys. When we get back, we're going to have Silent Science in the house, Mr. Gar Harris and Tony Burkett, a couple comedians that just happen to do some conspiracy theory podcasting, which is really fucking dope. You are watching the PimpyCast right here at the PimpyK Multiverse Network. We'll be right back, guys.
and refuse the final rules from the powers that abuse. Execution, born on the dawn of retribution, filtered through the populace and it's a popular amusement. It's time to change the game and we're the vein and all your culture. Gonna rise up to the challenge, gonna feed you to the vulture. It's a battle plan, I got it, man, I'll lead us to the promised land. But we can be the brothers, it's the charter, fuck the others. Got a bad reputation, feel my base on innovation. I'm an evil motherfucker in the face of opposition. Opposition in his vision is a carnage, lace deception of a crucifixion. Who does she get with it or get buried, bitch? Books of the Bible, blessed his only child. I was born in the wild alone. You never take me down. 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 Challenged by the throne, alone and battle prone. The folks, they always know. Whoa, you'll never take me down. You never take me down. You never take me down. You never take me down. Execution, resistance leads to revolution. If you're dying for your cause and there's flaws in your solution. Execution, blood it flows and fills the valleys. And you tally all the bodies and prepare for the finale. They be praying to the God and I'll be praying like an eagle. Here's a church, here's a steeple. I'ma kill all these people. Be prepared for this transition. Place the base at all locations. It's a vision, it's a mission. Get you knocked out of commission. It's the changing of the garden. It's the flagship of resistance. I don't turn in just an instance. If you blink, you just one miss. Stays encrypted in my mind and then I spit it in a rod. PimpyK, say the rule and execution at a time. Come on. Books of the Bible, blessed his only child. I was born in the wild alone. You never take me down. 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 Challenged by the throne, alone and battle prone. The folks, they always know. Whoa, you'll never take me down. You never take me down. You never take me down. You never take me down. Books of the Bible, blessed his only child. I was born in the wild alone. You never take me down. 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 Challenged by the throne, alone and battle prone. The folks, they always know. Whoa, you'll never take me down. You never take me down. You never take me down. You never take me down.
PimpyK, he may be short, but at least he's ugly. Exclusively on the PimpyK Multiverse Network.
Alright, everybody, welcome back to the PimpyCast, episode number 23, as we cruise into segment number 2, and we got our special guests. And it's about, I'm just going to let everybody in here know that, damn, dude, you're so tall, you're like going into my shit. Here, I can fix that, though. I don't know how.
He just has good posture, man. Don't knock him for it.
Is that what that is?
He's not that tall. He just has good posture.
But he's no, dude, you're good. That's actually my bad, and we'll get into that in just a second. Just gotta slide this down. Oop, there it is.
There we go.
How is it that you're still behind it? That makes absolutely no sense. Oh, I see what it is.
I'm 5'8", man.
Boom, there it is. You're no longer behind it. All right. See, that's how we do it right here at the PimpyCast.
I like it.
Anyway, guys, rolling into segment number 2. We got our special guests, 2 comedians, Gar Harris.
Hey.
And hey. And Tony Burkett.
That's me.
From
fucking nerds.
Yeah, no shit. From Silent Science. If you guys haven't checked them out on YouTube, they combine the awesome traditions of comedy and the internet creepiness of conspiracy theories.
For once, I have seen that shit before. And it's
wait. What was that? What was that?
They're intertwined worlds. They're
no, absolutely. Life. Let's be honest. Life is funny. You know what I mean? So just because you're having to face the facts and reality that some fucked up shit's going on doesn't mean it's not funny.
The truth is out there.
Yeah, because I mean, let's be honest. When people when something really freaks somebody out and they get really fucking bugged out, what's usually the first thing they do? They laugh.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no.
Stock up guns and ammunition.
Make America great again.
Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition.
My point is, when people are they get told something that really just blows their mind. Usually, the first thing they do is they let out a really uncomfortable giggle.
Much like the
That's not funny. Why are you laughing? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, there's just like this weird thing about getting information that, you know, because when you get information specifically from some type of conspiracy theory, but you start to formulate things and they start to make sense, there's an uncomfortable feeling because I think natively our bodies don't want to be awake. You know what I mean? So when you start getting enlightened by things, like your body wants to reject them automatically. It's sort of like in the movie The Matrix. Like they couldn't make the world too perfect because if they did, the body's like the brain would know that's not right and they would reject that whole thing. I think we're so buttered up that we do that ourselves.
I believe that if life wasn't shitty, I would reject it.
Right.
I'm so used to it. I'm tempered in bad luck.
I that's my point exactly. I mean, if one day you just woke up and everything was perfect, you know what I mean? Like
It's all
something would be wrong.
I wouldn't be laughing.
I don't. That seems like a
sketch the fuck out.
Yeah, I know. Like we just woke up one day and like I have more money than I need. You know what I'm saying? You have you're on tour as a successful stand-up comedian. You know, Alex showers. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, that's what I would imagine that world being like. You know what I mean?
He puts me on blast.
Alex would Alex's lights wouldn't be turned off. You know what I'm saying? Like he wouldn't be standing on the porch drinking a beer, smoking weed, and saying, "I don't know why they don't have any money for the power. I got responsibilities, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Shit.
I've got the power.
You'll get your check later, dude. I got shit I got to buy."
Look, you send an unsigned check to the light company, and then you just write a letter to the water company.
Dude, I swear, if I had it like that, I would. I just like once a month, I just send them a blank check. Like I don't know what the fuck he spent. Just put something on it.
But don't cash it till next.
Do not
Post
do that.
dated for like 3 years from now. Hopefully they don't notice. You know?
Post dated for December 21st, 2012.
Oh no.
You know, I didn't realize it. You know, it's illegal to post date a check.
I did not realize
Then
that.
I got warrants.
But you know, it's even worse than that.
Is that illegal for real?
Yeah, it's even more illegal to accept a post dated check. I found out.
No shit.
No bullshit. Like
I got something to say to a debt collector.
I got street cred now.
That's right. Goes along with that street farming degree that he has.
Yeah, I got street something, man.
You got something.
Yeah. Hepatitis Alex.
All right, Tony and Gar, let's get into this, man. I want you to let our viewers know exactly what it is that where you came from, how you got into comedy, and then eventually let's start streaming into what it is that Silent Science actually is and what you guys talk about.
Where we came from, Gary.
And we can do this individually. I don't mean as a group. Let me hear individually.
From the hood.
I was meaning
the funny thing is we're still there. So, you didn't come from the hood. You're just in the hood. You didn't come from anywhere that you never left.
Right.
My wife's watching. Call for help. Send help.
So how'd you get? I guess let me rephrase this. I forget. You're obviously a comedian, so you're going to be a smartass. So let me phrase this in a way, and you're probably going to struggle even more now to find a way to do it, I know. But how did you get into comedy, I guess, is the easier question to ask you.
I just had a lot of depressing things happen in my life all at once. I was like, I could probably go up on stage and make fun of other people who had a bunch of depressing things happen in their life. And I was like, I'm gonna take that opportunity.
That's real
You
shit.
guys' audio was down just a little bit. I got you turned up so you don't have
That's
to.
Gary's voice.
Yeah, I'm just
you don't have to get so close. You don't have to, you don't have to mouth fuck the mic anymore. So you should be good.
No, but he wants to.
Yeah, maybe he likes mouth fucking shit.
So, and the funny thing is, you hear a lot about that. Like if you look at even some of the more mainstream comedians, like what the fuck?
Me.
What the fuck is the ginger dude? Louis C.K.
Carrot Top.
Ginger dude.
Carrot Top, man.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't say like the weird ginger mutant, because that's what he is.
All gingers are mutants.
I know comedians tend to not like prop comedians, and they tend to beat up Carrot Top, but I gotta be honest with you, I still think Carrot Top's funny as a motherfucker.
I think Gallagher's hilarious.
I was wondering who that person was.
I've got to go.
Here's the honest to God truth. A lot of people don't realize this. Like when they think about Gallagher, they think about smashing watermelons and shit like that. He was a very, very intellectual comedian.
That
you know
guy
what I'm
has
saying?
funny
Like-
shit to say.
like, I mean, listen, I mean, I, you know, a lot of people don't remember this because, like I said, they remember the Sledge-O-Matic and they remember the people in the front 4 rows with fucking plastic wrap.
Yeah.
But dude, if you actually stopped and listened to like just the comedy portion of his acts, he said some really fucking deep shit. Like, you know what I mean?
He still
Like,
does. He's been getting even deeper as a comedian. His acts don't even involve the sledgehammer so much.
right.
anymore.
Well, I mean, he had to sue his brother for stealing his act for the last 25
Gallagher
years.
too.
Gallagher too, right? Yeah. Actually, he came here to like one of the smaller venues one time. Like, it's like, how
I
the
thought you
fuck
meant
you
the
just?
Pimpy
I got
Cast.
chilled at the house then.
Hey, I would have Gallagher 2 on the PimpyCast, and I would put that motherfucker on blast because that's like joke
Put him on
stealing.
Smash.
No pun intended.
Fucking comedy.
Listen to me. I would.
All right.
I would. Oh, that's how we do it here.
Okay.
I would. And if your phone rings, you're allowed to answer it
That
too.
smells wild.
It
Can I
smells
get-
like dumpster pizza.
Can I get one of you
They're called
fine
bologna
gentlemen
from now on.
to grab me a beer out of that fridge, pretty please?
Well, we got APs in the house today.
We do. They usually have vaginas. I'm willing to bet maybe one of them still does. I'm just putting that out there. I really like this dude. This dude that's grabbing me a beer right now. He looks like Les Claypool from like 20 years ago. It's fucking awesome. Do you play bass, dude? No. That's
Can
fucking
you-
disappointing.
can you-
Never mind.
Can you bring those pants on camera? I really. I
Hey.
think
Yeah, come
That
on, man.
dude's
Come
had
on,
them
come
pants
on.
for a long time.
Hey, if my
man.
guest asks for you to be on
That's
camera,
my-
you're allowed to be on camera. So come on. Come on.
Come on,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Come on back. Show them
It's gonna
pants
be hard to
off.
put the
is up
pants
with
on
those
there.
Come here in between us. I think this is gonna be your best spot.
did you make those yourself?
Yeah.
You can hardly tell, man, but it's all patches, man.
Damn. Like,
Ain't no Levi's
there's
left.
more stitches than there is pants in that shit.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Your 15 seconds is over, man. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. The
He's
pants-
holding it down though. That's Revo,
Well,
man.
no,
He'd be getting up.
The real
Look
deal
out
is that the
for him.
pants smell about as bad as they look. You know what I'm saying? It's
I was like, someone's got cats.
Someone's got cats.
You can't wash those.
no, you
Last time you washed them, and put holes in the knees, man.
yeah.
Are you wearing
Can you-
yoga pants under your pants?
Can you imagine him taking those to a fucking dry cleaners?
No.
Oh, no.
I need you to run this through the delicate
Can't
cycle.
imagine, I can't imagine that guy being anywhere near a dry cleaner. That's just not washing.
Y'all be nice, man. That's my dog, man.
Most people's clothes have a tag that says "Do not machine wash." That shit says "Never been washed." You know what I'm saying? Just, my bad, man. Like, I don't think you realized what you were walking into. Anyway, let's get back to our guests. Let's get with Tony real quick.
As you can tell, Gary's real big on fashion, man.
Oh, no, absolutely.
He's very judgmental about that.
Absolutely.
I like
He's
that.
so big on fashion that he grabbed the 80s by the horn and he's ran with it ever since. So, Tony, how did you get into comedy, man?
Just like a desperate need of attention,
a little bit
probably
closer.
something like that. I don't know. I just always loved comedy and wanted to do it. It's just my like favorite thing ever, stand-up comedy. So it's just I wanted to be good at my favorite thing, and hopefully one day I'll get there. So no grandiose story.
I personally went through a lot of that. I wanted to be good at my favorite thing a bunch of times in life, and I did. I tried a lot of things, but I guess I never nutted up and stuck with something.
Yeah.
Like I played bass, and I got pretty decent, just never good. You know what I mean? Never good enough.
You got white people good at bass.
Right, exactly. Yeah, no soul. You know what I'm saying? No soul or skill. You know what I mean? And I think you need both, or at least really a whole bunch of one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you have a whole bunch of soul and guitar, you're Stevie Ray Vaughan. If you have a whole bunch of skill, you're Joe Satriani. You know what I'm saying? Like you're one or the other. And there's some people that can mesh them together, but they're two different things. Either you play like a spirit of music or you play like a fucking machine of music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some people can blend those together, and that's awesome. Me, I couldn't do that. So then I decided to be a rapper, right?
Oh, yeah?
Well, and a vocalist, just vocals
How's
in
that
general.
working out?
Well, I mean,
Killing it.
I actually did some really successful shit in that area. Just at the time when we really started popping off, we just didn't have the drive. We were fucking lazy about everything. By we, I mean Alex. And
Fuck you, man.
we couldn't get anywhere. You know what I mean? But we're still. There might be a little bit of something in the works. You know what I mean? We might not have completely laid that.
I wouldn't
yet.
say look out for a new album, but I would say look out for a new album. You know what I'm saying?
Quit being so candid
just
about
bobbing off,
everything,
man.
man. I mean, it don't even make sense talking a fucking script. What?
What are you having about, man?
So do you guys do a lot of
got a script?
local showcases, like comedy showcases in the area?
Yeah,
I know there's no I guess there's no true solidified comedy clubs in town right now, is there?
Should be.
We
There
got the
was.
Back Porch Bar and Grill downtown. It's not. I mean, it's a restaurant and bar, but there's definitely comedy multiple times a week. We actually, if you're watching this live and you're in Pensacola, we have an open mic tonight. The Back Porch Bar and Grill. It's on the corner of Cervantes and Palafox, under the Days Inn. Used to be Old Town Tavern.
And
you probably know.
I'm
the
sure
place.
a lot of people are going to.
I think it was called the Big Easy at one time. So.
Big Easy, yeah. So
or the
tonight at
basement.
9:30.
The basement was what it was called when I was coming up.
Yeah.
They used to do like fucking punk and metal shows down there all the fucking time.
Not
man.
anymore.
Yeah, I know.
That's unfortunate.
Times have changed. Well, the Handlebar rebuilt itself.
Did it?
Yeah, somewhat. It rebuilt itself.
There's
somewhat.
a scene, that's for
So
sure.
there's a
definitely
scene there.
a fucking scene there.
There's
There's a couple scenes
Jimmy's
there.
holding it down.
And Jimmy's a fucking beast.
Until
Fuck
he lose a whole bunch of poker and that place has to mysteriously burn down again. I mean, I'm just putting that out
Until
there.
it mysteriously burns down
I'm
again.
just saying.
You're wrong for that.
I'm just kidding. Listen, everything I just said was
Hey, there's
complete
no such
bullshit.
thing as double jeopardy, so you say
Well,
what you say.
no. There is if you commit a whole new crime. You fucking dummy. Well, I got away with murder once, so they can't get me again. I'm gonna go kill somebody else. No, motherfucker, that's not the way it works. That's why you get arrested all the time, because your knowledge of the law
I didn't
is
know
so
I
fucking...
couldn't do that, man.
If you burn that place down, you should get like an award for eradicating black mold or something.
Man,
that's
fuck
racist
you.
as
Why
fuck.
you gotta be
Fuck
racist?
Yeah,
you,
why does it
man.
gotta be against black mold? Why can't white?
Why it's gotta be black mold? You know
Why we gotta talk about the color of mold? Why can't we all just get along?
I'm just saying they make
Why can't it just
penicillin
be
out of the white
mold,
stuff.
you know what
That's
I'm
all
saying?
Damn,
I had some penicillin in my
it's so
fridge
fucked
one
up that
time.
we
No,
live in
you
a
didn't.
society whenever the mold is under attack constantly by the conservative. Or what's
Mainstream
funny?
media,
Yeah,
Moldia.
since we're getting into gonna get into conspiracy stuff, and when we come back for the third segment, I want to get more into what they do. When they come back, for the third segment, we'll definitely get more into detail about some shit that you guys want to talk about, and I can't wait for that.
All right.
I want to get more into who you guys are and what it is you guys are about. So, do you guys have any shows coming up or anything like that? Are you guys doing any stand-up anytime soon? I know you guys pretty much try to do it like every weekend or something like that, right? Or just whenever there's a showcase?
Yeah, like I said, tonight, 9:30, we have an open mic downtown. This Friday, we have a really, really great show at 9:30 at the Back Porch Bar and Grill. We have Drew Wayne from Albuquerque, New Mexico headlining. We have local...
Is he touring? Or?
Yeah, he's on a tour right now.
By himself, or does he got some people with him? I don't mean to cut you off.
He'll just be at that show by himself, but
Okay.
he is usually touring with other people. We also have Matt Mosley, who's like one of the best comics on the Gulf Coast. We have Ryan Niemiller out of Indianapolis, Indiana. He'll be there Friday. I mean, we have a really great show, and a guy named Zach Pugh from Los Angeles will be here. It's just like worked out that we have a really
I don't trust
great
people
show with
from
a lot
Los
of-
Angeles.
Me either, man.
Or people with a last name Pew. That's just not okay.
I'd call him Peppy. That'd be my name for him all the time. Peppy Le Pew. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That wasn't that funny. That's fucking dope, though. So tell them again what that's this Friday, April the 15th. What time are the doors on that?
Well, it's a bar and restaurant. So
Right,
it's
so
open
you
all
come
day,
and go,
but
but there's going to be a
9
cover or
p.m.
no cover?
No covers.
Oh, well, that's
It's gonna
pretty
be good.
badass. So
Yeah.
you guys are getting the benefits of a touring fucking act coming in to fucking make you laugh, and it's absolutely free. All you got to do is walk in and maybe purchase a drink or two, huh?
Yeah.
That's badass. And support the local showcase of comedians. That's really, really important. You guys don't understand, especially you guys. We specifically like to feature music artists on this show. But when the music artists, and I know a lot of this happens because Bubs Harris was big on doing the punk rock versus comedy or the hip hop versus comedy.
That was Bubs that did that?
Well, I mean he did it at least once that I know of. So
Well, Gary can sing for you if you want.
Gary?
I'm down.
Do it,
right now.
Come on.
Loving
Be in the moment.
is easy cause you're beautiful.
All right, we'll get it. We'll get Jesus. We'll get into that in the third. Listen, if anything, we'll get into the conspiracy that we heard that you can sing, because that's definitely top notch shit right there. So are you
about Tupac?
All right, yeah, he is
still
alive.
alive.
Oh, he's dead to me.
Me too.
This
fuck.
album came out in 2005.
I wrote the song in '94.
Just didn't release that shit yet. So are you also going to be showcased Friday night? Are you going to be doing a set?
I'm not going to be showcasing Friday night, but
Why not?
if it
Why
makes
not?
you feel better to come out there and see me on a show, then come on out there. I mean, I won't be there, but you know.
Oh yeah. So do you have any planned sets coming up anytime soon?
Now, June, sometime in June, I'll be showcasing out here. I'm in a little bit of legal trouble right now. So
I got you. So you're trying to get out from under a little bit of paper, and then when that's all done, you're gonna hit the road, not hit the road, but hit the ground running. I don't know what the fuck the phrase is.
He's gonna hit
running.
the bricks.
He's not gonna run.
He's not running. When I say run, I mean
not a fleeing threat.
Okay, good. Because I don't want no fucking bounty hunter kicking my door in.
No.
However, I ain't gonna lie to you, that shit would go viral almost instantly. So if you just felt like violating within the next, 15, 20 minutes that we have left in the show, that would be completely okay
you
with
could
me.
guarantee me dog. Like, I would definitely do it.
I can't guarantee you that.
It's gonna be.
It might be a dog.
Tony
that
Davis.
I could probably work out. We could figure something out
It's
somewhere.
gonna be Tony Davis. I've seen you in the restroom, sir. Indoor billboards. They work.
What? You seen a dude in the restroom?
You never seen the indoor billboards? Tony Davis bail bonds. I haven't taken a public
I don't know how to
urination
read.
without
I don't
seeing Tony
appreciate
Davis
you talking about
right
literacy either.
I guess what it is that I don't understand is, what is this about the restroom? I mean, maybe that's what I'm missing.
man.
I'm sitting here trying to set up the next break, so I.
Sometimes
He needs filler. Tell some jokes.
Meet a man.
I need some filler here. Give me some filler, damn it! Give me some filler.
Give him some filler, Gary. Fill him up, Gary.
I walked backwards right into that, didn't I?
Bent over on all fours.
Oh, no.
that just happened.
Not only did he open a window,
Opened the door too.
damn.
And it's typically for exit only. So.
All right, guys.
What you gonna do?
We're going to go ahead and jump out to our final break. When we get back, we're probably going to run a little long, but I don't give a fuck because this is a funny show, at least to me. When we get back, we're going to have more from our two comedians, Tony Burkett and Gar Harris. And, of course, we're going to have Underground News with Nekestro, which is pretty badass. We'll be right back, guys. You're watching the PimpyCast right here at the Pimpy K Multiverse Network. Wait a minute. We're not gone yet because I fucked up.
Look to your left, glance to the right. Tell those motherfuckers to come and get some. It's time to get live, it's time to get crunk. Tell those motherfuckers to come and get some. Push them to the front, throw them to the back. Tell those motherfuckers to come and get some. It's time to lead a ride, it's time to start the pit. Tell those motherfuckers to come and get some. This mic is my stinger and my venom is my flow. It's an underground thing, bitch. Welcome to the show. Let's part of Mortal Kombat. We'll take a wild guess. Get over here. Yeah, we laying you the rest. My thoughts are sporadic, yeah, straight automatic. It's a bad habit. Motherfucker gotta have it. Pull the hat out the rabbit. Clip my teeth cause I'm rapping. And it's time to get static. Everybody get erratic. My game's done. Strapping bitches, lyrical Lawson. Hush then. Feel the vibe like Parkinson. I'm marching out this motherfucker chin up high. The Jersey Devils come. Hope you're ready for the ride. If I drink some holy water, man, it make my mouth burn. And I'm never gonna learn till I end up in the urn. That's why I'm telling y'all to come and get some. I'm an arrogant bastard and you're falling victim. Look to your left, glance to the right. Tell those motherfuckers to come and get some. It's time to get live, it's time to get crunk. Tell those motherfuckers to come and get some. Push them to the front, throw them to the back. Tell those motherfuckers to come and get some. It's time to lead a ride, it's time to start the pit. Tell those motherfuckers to come and get some. You see the biggest motherfucker standing in the pit. I wanna see you wipe him out like he ain't worth shit. These are the perfect grounds, time to claim your throne. The baddest dog in the yard's gonna get the bone. If you feel what I say, tell him come and get some. Got him on the run, ain't stopping till the shit's done. An enemy of yours is an enemy of mine. I love my fan base and it's all damn time. Move, bitch, get out the way. It's time to get ludicrous and make this crowd sway. There's no need for rest until everyone is jumping. If you're sitting in the back, then you should've rethunk it. What the fuck you doing here? What the hell you pay for? To me, that's a low blow. Get your ass off the floor. I do this for the truest, the ones that feel the movement, the ones standing center stage, rocking to this music. Look to your left, glance to the right. Tell those motherfuckers to come and get some. It's time to get live, it's time to get crunk. Tell those motherfuckers to come and get some. Push them to the front, throw them to the back. Tell those motherfuckers to come and get some. It's time to lead a ride, it's time to start the pit. Tell those motherfuckers to come and get some. Love the 50 energy flowing deep inside of me. I feed off of y'all, man, that's just how I be. Throw your fist up if you're getting amped up, or throw your fist straight into the mouth of a pump. This is blood to territory, better not trespass. Locked and loaded and ready to whoop that ass. I'm planting the flag, this is my land now. United States is shanking, I go round for round. I got 8 knuckles to make your knees buckle. Slipping in your blood, get a killer to chuckle. You a sucker for bitch made, I'm nothing but a hit man. Come on full force with the resilience of a switchblade. Whip is on fire, let the motherfucker burn. Set it off with my flow, and I put that on my wall. The underdog is here, and I fire in the first shot. And never underestimate, I'm twisting up the plot. Look to your left, glance to the right. Tell those motherfuckers to come and get some. It's time to get live, it's time to get crunk. Tell those motherfuckers to come and get some. Push them to the front, throw them to the back. Tell those motherfuckers to come and get some. It's time to lead a ride, it's time to start the pit. Tell those motherfuckers to come and get some. Good morning, America. Shoplifting some character pop, ammo and weapons and pop. Off in the area, call cops and fund wars. Back your self-destructive laws. Passed out with a bottle on the lawn. Sorry, ma. I'm irate at complacency's desire to debase human dignity without any debate. Just in case freedom turns out to be a swing and a miss, the news will mix up a baton with a kiss. At college kids, a collage of violence. I've got police state blues. Protested without a permit, got a black eye bruised. I won't tell you to wake up because there isn't any truth, except that politics is violence. We like to think that we choose truth. Story, I keep thinking maybe we'll make a difference. Everyone wanted to organize and didn't. I get it, I'm getting equally as tired of elections and shit, so I elected to reject your governance. Get it, kids? Yo. Believe me, we go hard, like in food, not bombs. Taking names like a Spanish anti-fascist hit squad. I'ma die with my fist up, letting out a laugh at the pigs who twist their laws to get a corporate kickback. No act, no that, no, I cannot relax. Got a problem with the politics of capitalist classes. Assholes get mad and don't wanna hear us speak. Why I'm writing new songs as I'm giving out beats. So if you wanted club music, you should have picked a different song. Sterners is the only ego that I care to speak on. Rarely see strong women get uplifted in our culture. Why I'm on my bell hooks till the status quo is over.
People that tune into the PimpyCast obviously have no lives. If you're listening to this, you must be one of them. The PimpyCast, only on the PimpyK Multiverse Network.
All right, guys, welcome back to the PimpyCast as we roll into segment number 3. As if you will notice, we're missing some people, and that's because they decided that they were going to stand outside doing whatever the fuck it is that they're doing. And oh shit, my shit's going again. We'll stop that. So Alex, I don't know if you know this or not, but we are live, and you're still fucking around. What the fuck is up with that?
What up, everybody? This is PimpyK, and you're watching the
listen.
on the
If you're even going to attempt to try to construe my cadence in any fashion, at least do it
I
like
wasn't,
you did the
I'm
other
sorry,
night.
I wasn't construing your cadence. I was just
Well, I
being
didn't
a
use the
smart
exact.
ass.
I didn't use the right word, and I
But
apologize.
you know, I get
but-
upset when you use big words, man. I get confused, and it makes me mad, man.
All right. We'll simplify things for you then. How does that sound?
Appreciate that.
So,
man.
as we get back into segment number 3, our featured guest is just now sitting down.
Yeah,
right
ain't
now.
nobody gonna book this fucking guy. He don't know how to show up on time.
Just run late, man. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Let me scoot over a little bit. Yeah, dude. I mean, we went on break for like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, something like that. I mean, I don't know what the exact total time of the break was, but there was plenty of time to do whatever the fuck you want and get back in time.
Pinch a loaf.
Roll a bowl, hit a rock, you know, whatever. Pinch a loaf.
Dude went and pinched the fucking loaf and was back on time.
I got no excuse, man. No excuse.
Can I ask you a question,
Didn't have
Nekestro?
time to wipe.
Yes,
You
sir.
showed up with some people that I thought were going to be our solidified APs, and I'm about ready for a beer, and I don't see them anymore.
I can fix that, but it would require me getting up again.
Why, are they outside? There's one asleep at my bar. I believe he can come in here and do whatever the hell, right?
I don't know that fucking guy.
Do you know his name?
Wiley?
I've seen him
Hey,
before.
Wiley! His name really isn't Wiley, is it?
Yeah, his name is Wiley.
Hey, get in here, dude.
Hey, here, let me slide over just a little bit so you can come over. Let's get Gary back up here because we can't hear Gary out there in the outside world. Hey, come have a seat right here, man. What's your name, dude? No, what's your real name?
Are you a coyote?
Are your name's really Wiley? Oh, that is bad fucking
That's
ass.
not the first person I met
Wiley
named
Ferry.
Wiley.
No.
Actually.
Leave
He's
the
a
chair
great
there.
comic.
Hey, leave the chair there and just sit on that black thing right there.
His parents are bad people.
There you go. And your job, if you choose to accept, no, you can sit on it, dude. Exactly. See?
Look, man.
That's so much better.
That means you're too aggressive. When you ask a motherfucker to sit down, he sits on the floor. That means you're too rude to people when they come in here, man. They're worried about pissing you off.
Me rude? When have I ever been rude to anybody in
Never
here?
that I know
And-
of.
Exactly. And I don't even like the fact that you're sitting here fucking calling me out. So
I'm sorry, man. You gonna
No.
take a star away?
I
shouldn't have said that.
Yeah,
actually.
you haven't even fucking earned one yet, and all of a
I already
sudden,
start with the PimpyCast thing. I mean the damn thing, man. Contact and whatnot.
Yeah, so you just lost a star, and you didn't do a good job. I will let you know when you did a fucking good job. However, our fucking associate producer over here,
I'm depressed.
Johnny on the fucking spot, man. If I had a star to give him, I fucking would. But unfortunately, the only stars I have your picture on them, and I can't be floating that shit. All right, so what I want to do right here is we get into this third segment of the PimpyCast right here at the Pimpy K Multiverse Network. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Coming up next week, like I said, we're gonna have the Pimpy K birthday bash live. We're gonna do a 2-hour plus episode of the PimpyCast. We're gonna have multiple past featured artists on and some other surprises from artists that couldn't make it, things like that. We're gonna have more of your voicemails like we played at the beginning of this episode. We'll probably do a couple of those. We'll probably have some contests, want some t-shirts, decals, stickers, things of that nature, printable items on which we have on
AJ's
stock.
Custom Graphics.
AJ Custom Graphic. Your imagination is there.
Destination.
Destination. Your
Is that what it is?
destination. No, that's not what it is. I forgot what it was though.
Your
I
imagination
believe it's
is our limitation.
Their only limitation.
destination would be
No, I
better.
believe your imagination is their only limitation.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Well, I mean,
It's not like I haven't heard it 23 times. I don't know why I can't
you
do
know,
it.
so we hear it every week, so like I start to forget about it too. So anyway, let's get into what we have these guys here for, and let's start talking about some conspiracy shit because that's really what I want to get fucking into right now.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Awesome. So who wants to start?
Go ahead.
I can.
Awesome. Let's do it, Tony.
All right. Yeah, I'm just into all the different conspiracies.
Get just a little bit
I
closer.
spend a lot of my time looking into that stuff. I realized recently, I think it's just because I just have kind of a boring life, you know, and it makes the unknown is exciting. I think that's the same reason people believe in Bigfoot and stuff, you know?
Unemployed time is the number one cause of conspiracy theory.
Absolutely.
Hey, I'm straight up serious. Gar, you're gonna have to get a little bit lean towards that mic when you talk.
Can't nobody hear you, Gary.
If I
See, you guys are in here breaking shit.
did not
That's
touch
all right.
that.
We'll send him a bill.
I have top notch fucking equipment in here.
Used to.
It's
That's why I don't touch stuff.
oh Jesus Christ! All right, All right, there it is. It's set up and it's ready to go. All you guys have to do is talk into it and be funny and not break it.
Just don't break it.
Just don't break it.
Gary's not doing any of those things.
All right,
He's not talking, be funny or not breaking.
Well, here's the thing. Gary's funny as fuck. I just want him to lean forward a little bit so people can hear him being funny.
I am here. Can everybody hear me at this point?
I'm hearing you
not
way
quite
too
that
fucking
close. Not
loud.
quite
No. I feel comfortable here. I like the reverb. I think it gives it like a 50s feel. Can anybody hear me on that? Yeah.
It's that
Hello.
It's that tube warmth, man. That tube warmth.
Whoa,
Gary
what are we
loves.
talking about?
Gary loves that tube.
Hey, when he's done with
All
the
right,
meat whistle, he picks
all right,
up
let's
the
get
skin
to
flute.
Warmed my tube before
All right,
the
let's
show.
cut through the shit. Let's cut through the shit and let's start talking conspiracy. Go ahead, Tony. What are we working with here, bud?
I'm just always been into all of those things, you know, like even the crazy stuff like the reptilian stuff. I can't get enough of it. There's just enough information in that whole thing for it to not to make sense to me, but if someone does believe
All right,
in it,
let's
I
do
don't
this
think
then.
they're
Let's
crazy.
talk about it. Why don't you go ahead and give them a little bit of a background about that, and then let's talk about that.
Okay, it's mainly that people believe that a lot of people are actually reptilians. It's basically the movie They Live
Right.
in real life, except people think that there are reptilians among us.
And they live underground. So supposedly,
or some of them are our world leaders,
supposedly,
and they're
and
shapeshifters.
Gary's one of them.
tell me if tell me if I'm wrong about this. Supposedly, Snowden released information that the government knows of a species of being that lives underground, right?
Snowden, that sounds
I
Russian.
haven't heard that, but I'm not surprised.
That like I guess butts up or I'm not getting the word out that I'm trying to say here.
I don't think that's a fact, but I'll go with it anyway.
Have you heard that too, though?
I have not heard that Snowden released.
He heard it just now.
I will tell you this is a fact. Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, he said in a statement on Russian television that 90% of the elite people on Earth aren't human, and that they're members of an ancient cult. That's what he said. And I don't know. No one knows. I don't speak Russian, so I don't know if it was like some tongue-in-cheek or ironic thing, but he did say that. If you read it translated, that's what he said. That 90% of the elite people on Earth aren't human.
Anyway, so supposedly Snowden released this information, since he got, I guess, is it Brazil?
I'm sorry, but that's a pretty large number.
No, I believe he just got asylum in Brazil.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ecuador.
Is that what it is? No, it ain't Ecuador.
I think it's Ecuador. that
Is it?
offered
Is
him
it actually
asylum
Ecuador?
there.
I could be wrong, but
How many
okay.
says it's Ecuador?
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so he's in Ecuador or whatever. But so apparently, what the whole deal with this is that it coincides with information from the Blue Planet, or what is that book or those documents that detail like some stuff from Area 51 and stuff about
Project Blue Book.
Project Blue Book, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. And apparently, there are a species of according to what it is that he supposedly uncovered was there's the species of being that lives under the earth that are way more advanced than us, so advanced in fact that they consider us ants. They don't really pay attention to us, so we consider them a morbid threat. So there's actually plans and
Operation High Dive
and things in place to like actually drop bombs
There's a
into
similar
like
thing what you're talking about.
and they live in the mantle. That's how far down they are. Like they're past the crust, they're in the mantle. And there's like plans to like drill and drop bombs to like try to eliminate them.
Let's drop bombs in the center of the earth. Like
I think we should definitely nuke the reptilians.
Yes.
I mean, I'm just gonna go out.
So
on record
where
and
is it
say-
that the reptilians live? Are they supposedly underground as well, like under the oceans and like?
I've heard that. I've heard hollow Earth theories that they live within the hollow Earth. There's a lot of people who think that
They might even be.
look up shape-shifting reptilian on YouTube, and you'll see 1,000 different videos of some world leader's eyes changing during
Or
a
even
speech and stuff.
just celebrities in general. Actually.
Yeah, a lot of people think
in
that
high
they're
spots.
reptilians.
Right? Yeah.
And I don't believe it's true, but I like looking into it, because like I said, I have a kind of a boring life, and I haven't done anything of any consequence this week. And some people might think I'm bored or boring, but I don't look at it that way. I look at it like, yes, I haven't gotten off the couch today, but reptilians control our universe, so it's still been a pretty exciting life.
Pretty productive day.
Yeah, lots going on. Got a lot going on.
So I'm guessing. So in the world of aliens, and I'm a little versed on some of this. there's essentially like a few different types, a few different species that are known to inhabit, and we don't even know for a fact that any of these are actually extraterrestrial, or if they're actually a species that's native to this planet, and maybe we're an offspring of them, or some type of, how humans are just now, within the last 20 years or so, really starting 10 majorly, but in the last 20 years. Touching on the whole cloning thing and things of this nature. So if you've got an advanced species and they're already doing it, who's to say we're not a product of that? And that's the way that we're kind of farmed. And even though we're as technologically advanced as we think we are, we're about as organized as an ant, really, when it comes to a species that's even further out there. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So you got the Greys. Right, we all know those are the stereotypical big-eyed, what you would see from like an alien sticker or something like that.
Right.
You got the Reptilians, and then there's the was it the Nords?
The Nordic, that's like blonde hair, blue eyes.
Like pretty much what you would think of when you see like a Greek god,
an
or
Aryan
Greek goddess,
right.
something like that. And then there's the Aryan Brotherhood. What are you fucking talking about, dude?
Sorry, man. I've been in prison too
We were
many
talking
times.
about prison.
They're sponsoring the show today.
This episode of the PimpyCast is brought to you by the White Brotherhood.
Hell no. Hey, you
you're
only
in
get
prison-
one racist thing. Remember, man, you better tread lightly. You're gonna lose a star
it's
too.
my show. First of all, I don't condone bigotry or racism. I'm completely anti all of that. However, when we have people on the show, not everybody uses it, but everybody's allowed one because they're gonna get it in before I cut them off anyway. So everybody's allowed one.
I'm a big fan of bigotry and racism.
Is it funny to you?
My favorite comedian, everybody, Gar Harris.
Truth teller.
All right, so
I love bigotry and racism. I can't.
So what are your guys? Either one of you, what is your take on just the cover up of the supposed cover up, I guess you could say, of the interaction between society's elite and government's elite, just the world elite, and extraterrestrials or even beings that are not human, because this is one that goes back years and years, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think extra testicles are a bad thing in general.
Why are you laughing right now? He's talking about some
Yeah,
serious
I have
shit.
3, and I don't feel that advanced. I mean,
I've got a third nut, and I feel just as dumb as everybody at this panel. I mean, I don't know what the fuck to do about that.
maybe even a little more.
All right, so let's get into something real quick. We're definitely going to run over, but that's okay because I really want to fucking talk about.
Well, we got
some
interesting shit to talk about.
I want to
We
get
can
into
run over.
the Berentiens thing because you guys did a video that didn't quite go viral, but you guys definitely got a lot of views. You got I think it's somewhere around 5K since September of last year, which is remarkable.
Fucking decent.
We haven't done any numbers like that here at this network, so that's really
Yeah,
dope
but we're
shit.
way tighter than you still.
Charisma, man. Yeah.
So, won't you
Spreading hepatitis.
familiarize our audience with what it is that the whole Berenstain theory and just the shifting, and explain to them what that is?
People who haven't seen it.
I
Get a
have
little
this
closer.
new theory. I have this new theory on the Berenstain Bears. It's I've been looking at the dollar bill, and like
It always starts with the dollar bill.
it
doesn't
always
it?
starts with the dollar bill. But everybody says like the pyramid is this Illuminati thing. Like, I get that, but why is the pyramid the Illuminati thing? And I think that now I figured it out. It's dimensions merging from bottom to top. Like when you look at a pyramid, you're looking at like 4 bricks becoming 1 brick on the next level, and so on and so forth. And I think reality's merging in a big way right now. Like I can see it, and the dollar bill tells us, like in Latin it says "e pluribus unum," and it's from many to one. I think I got a dollar bill in my pocket. Can we get this?
That's
up on
okay. We all
camera?
believe you.
Whoa.
No, I have a dollar bill.
Are you asking if I can zoom
Fuck
in
y'all,
on
I'm
it? I
rich.
mean, I could technically, but
No.
we have an AP.
But we're not gonna.
We have an AP. Hand it to him. He'll put it up in front of the camera,
All right.
and I'll let you know when. I'll let you know when it's close enough. So which side? We're doing that side.
The
Okay, there we
pyramid.
go. Perfect.
When
Perfect.
you're looking at multiple dimensions merging into one.
I can't believe you can even see the grain from that. That should be chroma keyed out, but you can see it. That's really odd. Keep going, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
conspiracy right
dollar
there.
bill covering my face is.
Why is it the dollar bill is the only green that doesn't get chroma keyed out when we have a green screen?
Illuminati.
We got
that sounds like a new conspiracy theory topic.
There you go. Good enough. So they saw it. So explain the dollar bill to me.
All right, so I've got a new theory on the dollar bill. Like, this is a brand new thing coming out
beer,
here.
Please.
This is coming completely. I love how your name became AP.
Don't build it up too much. No.
He's an associate that produces beer.
That's right.
Yeah, I seriously, I see the pyramid, coming together.
You're supposed to
as an
grab them
apex.
from the top of the stack, not the bottom of the stack. That's one demerit. Go ahead, Gar. I'm listening.
No. I think conspiracy, like I do believe this conspiracy theory. I really don't know. Fuck, I'm kind of lost.
I'm slowly losing faith in your conspiracy theory.
Here's my thing. Let me tell you how I feel about that, and I'm completely with it. But it's somewhat going to go back into the extraterrestrial thing, blah blah blah. And it is, you said aliens. It's aliens. It's always right, which is the meme that's based off of the History Channel show Ancient Aliens, which is something that has been talked about for years, right? For shit before there was even television. But my whole idea when it comes to like Illuminati and certain factions that ended up over time, I think, getting mixed and jumbled, and that's how the Masons ended up, the Templars, the Masons, and they really had nothing to do with each other so much, and one existed before the other, or one smoothed into, or kind of like just flew into the other, or one group infiltrated a group that was already existing, and now there's a correlation. You know what I mean? Like, it's really hard to follow that, and I don't think you really have to pay attention to that to see exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
When you talk about religion, even if you're, let's say, let's use this as an example. Let's say you're a bona fide Christian. You believe in Jesus Christ. You believe that He died on the cross for you. He's your Lord and Savior, right? Let's just use let's use this as an example now. So that makes you a firm believer in God, in the biblical God, basically in both, the Old Testament or the Torah, right, and in the New Testament, okay? Well, it says in multiple times in different ways that, humans will never understand the complexities of God, right? And God is definitely extraterrestrial because God is not of this planet. So who's to say He's not extraterrestrial, which is the basis of the ancient alien theory, right? And the chariots of the gods and a lot of these other, theory shows that are out there. Well, my thing is, there's got to be a yin and a yang, right? So if there's a God, there's a devil, right? And even if technically whatever this species is that we're considering a god isn't a god, they're gonna have enemies, right? Because if you got power like that, there's probably somebody else that has power like that, and they're gonna fight over that power and who controls whatever this is. Does that make sense at all? So essentially, you have these different beings, right? And they're all fighting over who gets to be the god of us, the humans. And they're all.
I believe in a you God theory. You're a god. You're a god. You're a god. I'm a god.
Well, ultimately, yeah. I mean,
I am.
When you look at it, you can even look at it. You can even look at it on a quantum level.
I wish they could hear
you
what
can
you
even
said.
look at it on a quantum level where every time I tap my fingers, I'm disrupting a system of atoms. And if you look at our solar system and then look at the universe as a whole, it's a bunch. It's the diagram of a bunch of atoms bouncing around in an infinite space, essentially. Right, and they say, well, you can see the end of the galaxy based on like signs of radiation and things of this nature. Well, maybe that's another cell or another, what we would call a non-terrestrial body or like a universal body, right? Mm-hmm. But maybe that's just the next cell.
Well, I mean, in scientific theory, it would be something like that. If the universe is infinite, then yeah, we are just a cell. Our entire solar system would just be a cell in something huge,
sand on the beach.
Or no, our solar system would be like a one atom in a cell, right, essentially. No. And then what's out of our universe is another cell. Right. Our universe is a cell, and we're just one proton or neutron or one atom within. Right, exactly, exactly. And
exactly.
People, and this is one of the reasons people grasp religion over science a lot of times is because they don't want to face the fact that that's all there is. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
And
fair
I think conspiracy theorists a lot of times do the same thing for the exact same reason. And that's why we get the creation of these things. I'm not saying I don't believe they're true. I'm just saying there's a psychological explanation to the reason people believe and feel a certain way. And theories are no exception to that.
Well, I mean, our country was founded on a conspiracy, and I think it's kind of in our DNA as Americans to be conspiratorial.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
And especially when the times are crappy, you know what I mean? It's like this is the best and worst time to be alive in history, you know? And I suppose that anyone from any generation could say that. You know, you can find a caveman that would say the same thing.
And the real shitty thing about that is we're not separated from the best time. The baby boomers inherited the most prosperous version of this country that ever existed and sold it in less than 10 years.
Yeah.
Fucking sold it to the highest bidder. It went from a great nation to a big corporation in like literally 20 years.
And
that's all it took.
And it's going to get worse. Look up the Trans-Pacific Partnership. It's about to get
absolutely.
a whole lot worse.
It's all, and those are all just predecessors of the actual catalyst of this, which is the American Industrial War. You know, or the what is it? I said half of it. The war industry. What it was the actual
military-industrial complex.
Yes, the
military industrial complex.
Yes, which Eisenhower warned us about, and it's basically here's what happened. So we find a lot of people would say Pearl Harbor was also, people that say 9/11 was an inside job, for example. People have been saying Pearl Harbor was an inside job since it happened, an excuse that we did so we could enter that fucking war because we found a way to make war profitable. Right. So every leader since then has been trying to join and start wars because they thought that they were. But what happened was these companies like Halliburton, Lockheed Martin, they started realizing we can ask for more and more and more and more. And the government still thought, well, we're going to get in here and we're going to find a way to get these resources and we're going to make this money back.
All war profiteering. The central bank's been funded both sides of every war for God knows how long.
Since banks have been funding wars.
Yeah, it's the same as running a Black Friday special. That's their
why
Black
the Friday's
got
to be black, man?
I don't know.
Which is funny because Black Friday, like the origination of that was like a day where you don't go out and do things. Like I saw a whole thing on this, and that's what we call it. We call it Black Friday. Traditionally, I guess, it stands for something that's bad, something bad's gonna happen. And when it's Black Friday, something bad always happens on Black Friday here in this country. You got 5 or 6 weeks of great video footage after Black Friday, man. You know what I'm saying?
Getting your neck stepped on for a Cabbage Patch Kid. Man.
Exactly.
Nothing says Christmas like that.
All right, man. We're running up on almost 15 minutes over, which is not a big deal. I'll go 30. Tell me what other than the Berenstain thing and the Berenstain, which we never actually got into, and that's okay because there's plenty of that out there. What is there any conspiracy out there right now that other than that and other than the reptilian thing that really captivates you? Is there anything that really grabs you? Something you're looking into right now?
I mean, I think everyone's into this presidential race that's going on.
I see Hillary Clinton get elected no matter who anybody votes for. I want to put myself out of line there, and I'm going to say Hillary Clinton's going to be the next president of the United States. Doesn't matter who you fucking vote for.
If I was to take a guess, you know who I think it's going to be?
Who?
I think it's still going to be Obama.
Yeah. I think they'll go for a third term.
Yeah, I think something fucked up's going to happen. They're not going to be able to hold elections, or that's the excuse that they're going to use.
Martial law. There's a lot of people who think that on the internet.
I see Hillary Clinton as just the...
People said that about Bill Clinton a lot, and then that passed.
Do you know anyone that's very passionate about Hillary Clinton, personally?
Yeah, there's tons of women that are, because she's a woman. The same reason that there was tons of black
people. That's why Obama's
You know more people that are passionate about Bernie Sanders.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I found that weird.
I run a more liberal factions. Now, don't get me wrong, I got a lot of conservative friends.
Interesting enough.
But to me, they're goofballs. But to them, I'm a
goofball.
goofball. That's just the way it is. See, I'm not into politics anymore. I'm completely separating myself. Other than conversations like this, and that's basically because I take the George Carlin stance on this. If if voting really mattered and if voting counted, then they wouldn't let you do it, and it's true. He told us straight up, and this was what I was kind of getting into with the baby boomers: is this country was bought and sold years before I was born. You understand? The system is already broken, unfixable. And everybody says, no, there's a way to fix it. No, there's not. It's over.
It's a big party and you're not invited.
Exactly. We're not a corporation anymore. I mean, we're not a country anymore. We're a corporation, which means there is no democracy, and the only version of democracy we have is the same as a board.
A lot of people don't realize America started as a corporation. We were never a country to start with. I mean, there was, what is it called, the American British Tea Company. There's a tea company that basically their logo was our first flag. Like, they had a corporate branded logo that they flew above their ships when they were traveling back and forth, and that was America's first flag. Like, we've always been a corporation. We've always been a money-making enterprise in the New World. And, I mean, I don't see that going away. Like, I see America as making money for the entire, whatever it is, whether it be reptilians or you know, whatever that runs the world. Like, America is kind of a slave farm that produces like 85% of the wealth for the world, and you know the American people get 15% of that back. Like, it becomes the
right. And it's been that long. As long as I can remember, I remember people telling me when I was younger, and it never made sense. Japanese can sell cars in America, but Americans are not allowed to sell cars in Japan.
That sounds about right. That sounds right.
The way I look at it,
Nekestro's like, that sounds legit to me.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Who the fuck wants to drive an American car?
No, that's not what I'm saying. But if I was Chinese, I would not want to.
I drive a Mazda, and that's the best car I've ever owned, dude. I had a Ford for a while, and that shit fell apart like a motherfucker. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a workhorse, but it fell apart. Go ahead, Nekestro. What were you saying? Are you about to quit? Is that what you're doing? Is that the universal signal for?
Let's just run along. And I'm gonna piss in a Gatorade bottle or go piss.
I want you to do that. I want you to do that.
Piss in a Gatorade bottle on live TV. I think it'll make a mark.
All right. Let's do this. Let Alex get the fuck out of here.
I'll be white black, man. I promise.
Well,
the show will be over, but that's okay.
The thing I'd like to say about the election, this is how I feel about the election. I'm going to exercise my right and write in Ron Paul, just like I probably will every election for the rest of my life. Because I don't think that
he dies.
I don't think that they would let us choose the American Idol. You remember a few years ago there was that kid. I can't think of his name.
Oh, Sanjaya.
Sanjaya.
Kid with the weird hair.
And everyone was like, hey, as a gag, we're going to make this kid the American Idol. And everyone was calling in and voting for him. And like 3 weeks later, he was gone.
Right.
That's because they won't let us choose the American Idol because there's millions of dollars at stake. And they're not going to let us... So why would they let us pick the leader of the free world?
I've thought about that. I mean? I've thought about a reality show where you pick the leader of the free world. Think about it.
It's on every news channel right now.
No, seriously.
And there's reality star contestants in it, actually.
You follow the Big Brother people around, and one of them becomes president at the end of the show.
They'll become president of the United States.
I have no idea what this guy's talking about right now.
You sounded like every sitcom drunk I've ever seen in my life when you did that.
Hey, homie.
Go ahead, Gary.
Go ahead. What this guy's talking about right now, but I think a reality show where you pick the president would be a big thing. Like you pick. Let's say somebody to run as president,
right?
And you show them every week for. But I don't think it would. I think it would not take off.
I think Tony's right though. I think that's already happening. I think that's exactly what this is. It's all a fucking dog and pony show, man. You know what I'm saying? And we don't decide who wins, and we never will. We haven't for a very long time. I would like to think probably the last time that Americans truly chose who their presidents were, they were out fucking on trains. Going to events, you know what I'm saying? They were on the back. They were talking to people from the back of trains. You know what I mean? Because especially when you start getting to the point where you have commercial, corporate broadcasting, media, it's so easy for that to be infiltrated because it costs a lot of money to get into it. So it gets infiltrated by the top notch of society, by the rich. And then they control what you see, how you feel, what you think, what you eat, how fat you are, how skinny you are, what you wear. I mean, they control all of that shit.
It goes back to what you were saying about someone trying to be your
It's like that frog on Futurama that if you look in its fucking eyes, you do whatever it tells you to. That is real shit. It's going on right now, and it's happening every fucking day.
It's like what you were saying, the aliens are fighting over who will be our god.
Right.
We don't even have to involve aliens in that. Let's just turn on the television.
And
They're
you see
trying
it.
to be your god right now.
Exactly.
Don't let them. Turn it off.
All right, guys, we're gonna have to get out of here. So, really quick, before we do, Alex, or do you want to save that for next week because we ran super over? Do you want to go ahead and do the?
I'll save it for next week, but it'll be old next time.
All right, so go ahead and do it then. Fuck it.
All right, fuck it.
This is like everybody's favorite part, so we can't skip out on this. This is a little bit different this week, and we plan on having some more comedians on in the future. Hopefully, at least we can get you guys to do at least a trial show here at the network, see how it works out. That'd be really fucking awesome.
Like that.
I watched both your videos. Well, I watched a little bit of the second one, but I definitely watched all. I was so fucked on the Berentiens thing, dude, that's all me and my wife talked about for fucking 2 weeks, man. This shit blew my fucking mind.
Good.
That's why it's got 5K plus views.
And it's fucking magic mirror, not fucking no, it's mirror, not magic mirror. I'm telling you now. And it's if you build it, they will come. Not if you build it, he will come. And what else is there?
Life
and it's
is
life
like
is like a box of chocolates. It's not was like a box of chocolates. You fucking reality.
Mind bending.
No, the fucking.
Realities are merging right now, and we're just a witness to
parallel universes.
There's just fucking.
Back in the day, this shit.
You want to talk about the illegal alien problem? That's the first one we should deal with.
Back in the day, this shit happened, but they didn't have people coming together of the internet to like discuss
exactly.
memories.
I was
So
talking
people
about.
didn't
I talked about a little bit. I forget what it was that I was talking about. I was like before the internet or anything. Like there was something that changed that people were talking about. I found. I don't remember what it was anymore. We talked about it a little bit earlier before we got started.
Yeah.
If I think about it, I'll bring it up. You ready, Alex?
Yeah, man.
All right. So here we go. The underground music news with this man, Nekestro.
We strayed a little bit from our usual topics, which is
all right.
Okay. Completely fine, but I'm just going to bring it back to level for a second, man.
All right, do that.
Fucking, alright, underground fucking music fucking news, man. Project Born has been making appearances on a lot of podcasts, hint, hint. And,
better saw some along.
And, also they signed a bass metal band called Death Slide.
Nice. I definitely need to hit them up then.
Yeah.
That's right up our fucking alley.
Yeah, but they look lame as fuck. And listen,
a
motherfucker said this. This is a quote. The motherfucker said, "That was literally the worst thing I've ever heard, bar none. They could have signed anybody. Just take a look at the underground scene. I promise you I can look 10 minutes on the internet and find an unsigned artist that's better."
You know what we need to do? We need to send Rainey's Revenge down there to punch him. Go ahead.
Hey, I've kicked it with Project Born. Them dudes are real.
Dude, we fucking did a show with them, didn't we?
Project Born?
No, that wasn't Project Born. That was I'm thinking of somebody else.
Yeah,
That was who was it that had the NFL logo?
That's Project Born.
Yeah, we fucking played with them.
We did a concert with them. Yeah. I thought you were talking about a show like.
Oh no, okay.
Yeah, and them dudes are cool as fuck.
No, they were all
and they're
cool.
about some guerrilla marketing shit. Listen, man, we were in Virginia fucking Beach at the Peppermint Club. One of the worst shows I've ever done. Regardless, Project Born was in the middle of the fucking road at the stoplight talking about, "You ain't listening to Project Born." I was like, "That's real, Martin."
That's real.
Yada yada and whatnot. Any fucking
There
way.
was such small amount of people at that venue for that show that they were stopping people in traffic.
Exactly. Everyone there was artists. Like what I said last week, the Coast to Coast.
It's just like I'm pretty sure you've been to some shows before where there was nothing. Like you've done sets
Only
where there was
comedians.
just comedians there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those. But you didn't drive all the way to fucking Virginia Beach to deal with this.
I would. It's a mic.
Even if we got 50% of the door, we were broke. You know what I'm saying? Like. And bar sales. Well, no, because I was there. We would have been rich as fuck. Go ahead.
All right, Magic Ninja Entertainment. I'll talk about that. If you live in Detroit, mind you, they're doing a scavenger hunt for tickets for their 420 show. So if you fucking live in Detroit,
I'm sorry.
you should have said that in the mic.
If you live in Detroit,
if you live in Detroit, just be glad you're not in Flint.
Poor Dayton family. Poor little feller. Hey, they're cool as fuck.
Hey, we've
too.
opened up for them too.
Yeah, they're cool as fuck too.
Yep.
Look, Zero and them.
Yeah.
Zero and Slim Thug hooked up for a single, and they made a video for it. So if you're into Houston down south old rap shit,
I'll pass
and
on
that's
that.
all something. You know what I mean? Brendan Small.
Oh yeah,
He's trying to get
Home
Adult
videos?
Swim. He's trying to get home movies.
Movies and
one of my
Death
favorite
Clock?
shows. Yeah. He's trying to
Metalocalypse?
he's trying to get Adult Swim to
love
pick up another
Metalocalypse.
season of Metalocalypse, and it's
Do they not want to?
it's
Did he end it or something?
there's
And-
something going on.
That was my favorite cartoon show ever.
Which one? Metalocalypse?
Metalocalypse.
Yeah.
It's a good one, man.
Dude,
I like
dude,
the manager.
Home Movies was fucking good too. Brandon
Home
Small
Movies
is a
is
fucking
shit.
dude. A fucking
He makes a
artistic
lot
as
of
fuck.
shit too. Yeah, Brendan Small's a shit.
You
Yeah,
ever watch that shit, man?
No, I know what it is.
Oh, dude, that
I like
dude's a
Brendan
genius,
Small.
man.
I've never watched Metalocalypse.
Metalocalypse.
But you
is
saw
the
Home
best.
Movies, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was funny.
No, it was about conspiracy theories. I mean, it was about.
No, it wasn't.
like,
Shut
Oh,
the
yeah, it
fuck
absolutely
up.
is. It's about
No,
like
it's
this
not.
fucking it is.
It's
It's
about.
about
Well, I guess it is a music
the people
industry
that are
shit. Yeah.
like their band gets so big that it threatens the Illuminati. So like they're trying to find ways to kill them, but they can't because they're too metal.
He said,
That's
he's
the
like,
theory.
he's like, no, we'll wait and see.
Right.
or
The,
whatever he
the
says.
plot of that show is that their metal band gets so big that they threaten the existence of the Illuminati.
yep,
So
yep,
the Illuminati
Illuminati
wants to
needs
kill them.
determine like
Hell yeah, you're right,
whose
dude.
relationship is going to go on and
Hell
stuff
yeah,
like that.
yep.
Like
They're more worried about who Pickles is fucking than they are.
Metalocalypse is I will go on record as saying is my favorite cartoon show.
That's
ever.
a good fucking show,
I
man.
caught
mean,
the guitar
it's-
strings in my eyes.
Yeah, it's not The Simpsons or anything, but it's a
No,
pretty
it's
good
better.
show.
No, I'd take it over.
Fuck
but then
you.
again,
We're
then
not
again,
friends anymore.
Really?
Better than
Hey, I'm a
Simpsons.
Simpsons fan, but I think Futurama was way fucking better.
But that's okay. It's still Matt Groening.
It is.
So we're
All
still
right,
friends.
all right. Let's
Fuck
wrap
him.
this up. Let's wrap this up.
All right. Here's a long story. Let's wrap it up. Gene Simmons, you punk ass fucking bitch.
Ooh, why?
Yeah, yep. A few months ago,
He's gonna be in the studio.
he was on a fucking interview thing talking about his Kiss's breakthrough album. Rather, he took the time out of his busy day to set aside a moment to shit all over rap music and hope for its demise.
Oh yeah. I saw this. Yeah, like something about like he got into it about NWA.
Here's a quote. I am looking forward to the death of rap. I'm looking forward to the music coming back to lyrics and melody instead of just talking. Granted, most rap music is garbage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But
Absolutely.
he also said hip hop has no place in the Hall of Fame. You've got Grandmaster Flash in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Run DMC in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They don't play guitar. They sample and talk, not even sing.
I'm not real familiar.
Hey.
Wasn't Grandmaster Flash named from?
Nobody can hear you, man. You got to talk into the
That's
mic.
setting
Gary.
aside.
Wasn't Grandmaster
Not like
Flash?
that. Don't one extreme to the other on me, please.
All right. You can fix the sound on all this, I'm sure.
Slide.
Wasn't Grandmaster Flash from Honey and Married? What was it? Married with Children.
Married with Children. No, you
with Children.
fucking
What are you
dirtbag.
talking about?
I'm pretty sure Grandmaster Flash was from Married with
He
Children.
was probably on an episode, so was Anthrax.
No. That was what the Bud Bundy called himself on Married with Children.
Al
I don't
Bundy.
remember what I remember. That wasn't. I don't remember what his
No, it was
alter ego
something else.
was. It was
It was
something.
something stupid. It was even dumber than.
Yeah, it was
Grandmaster.
way dumber
it was,
than
I
that.
swear it was
No, it
Grandmaster
wasn't.
Flash.
It wasn't.
Look, how much time do we have?
Just finish up, man.
All right.
We're 30 minutes over, but that's
Negative
okay.
30
Oh, so it
minutes.
doesn't matter. Fear Factor released a new video,
Okay.
and I would have watched it, but instead I didn't.
Okay.
Related, Mr. Belding from Saved by the Bell introduced them in a show recently. I thought that was amusing.
That's odd.
And here's my last thing. Led Zeppelin is under fire right now, which is weird. This band Spirit, they claim Jimmy Page and Robert Plant ripped off their track Taurus from 1968 and used it for Stairway to Heaven.
And they're just now. I'm
Which
pretty
was
sure the
recorded
statute
in
of limitations is up
1971.
on that shit by now, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
but you dude from Taurus is probably like
But if you
really
think
fucking old.
yeah, but if you think about how fucking rich and powerful Zeppelin was at one point, maybe this guy just now is not being smothered by some type of laws that had him gagged or whatever, right?
Regardless, the judge agrees with him.
What?
And the court
There's
date
no way.
is on May 10th.
Oh, he says it can go to trial.
A trustee for the Spirit
There's still
guitarist.
millions and millions of dollars wrapped up in Zeppelin fucking royalties, dude. That dude has no chance in hell.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, right.
I don't know, man.
I could have been riffing over all this stuff you were saying if I knew most of the bands you were talking about. But if you got any like Steely Dan news, man, I got some zingers ready.
Look.
All right, we got.
Bottom line is, Stairway to Heaven was written after that other fucking song, and it's just like that other thing that happened recently, but not. And
all right,
I don't know the names.
Bottom line. This week, we did run a little bit long. I had a good time. I'm glad you guys stuck around.
Hey, if you're still watching,
there's still people watching. They stuck around. That's fucking badass. Alex asked if he could take some initiative this week, and I was more than willing to let him. So he wants to go ahead and end the show. So I am going to stand by and let him do so.
So I'm going to put this out here, man. Thanks for watching. Appreciate everything. Subscribe, YouTube, chat, blah, fucking yada, yada. And, I'm going to wrap it up, man. This is Pimpy K for the Pimpy K Multiverse Network.
No. You're going to have to do better than that. I want you to try it again.
Oh, my goodness.
You wanted to do this. You're going to fucking do it right.
All right. Hey, everybody, man. Fucking appreciate watching. Subscribe to the fucking YouTube channel. Hit us up on Twitter. Hit us up on fucking email. Hit us up on fucking Facebook. There might even be a MySpace. Who the fuck knows? And bye. This is Pimpy K on the Pimpy K Multiverse Network.
No, you're Nekestro.
Why do you keep introducing yourself as Pimpy K?
Make sure you tune in Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for the PimpyCast Live. PimpyCast. Tune in Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for the PimpyCast Live. It happens on your PMVN radio network right here at PimpyK.com.